All right. And I also want to be mindful of your time. I know some of you have classes at 7 p.m. So we'll make sure to wrap things up at 6:45 to give you a chance to get to your classes. Please, this is also meant to be a very interactive event. So, don't be shy, ask questions. This is really meant to be an informal, it's not a large crowd, it's more of an intimate crowd. So that means we get to ask questions, right? So please take advantage of the company we have today. And with that being said, I want to let me do this. Bear with me one moment here. Da-da-da. All right. So I wanted to introduce to you. I'll start with ladies first, Miss Janelle Mehta. So
Thank you.
she's a senior data engineer at Amazon, which I'm pretty sure all of you are already aware of. You read the invite, and her partner in good, right? Her friend in good is Gaurav Mittal. Is it Mittal or Mittal?
Metal.
Mitel, who's
Yeah.
a senior security data analyst at Zoom. So both of them working at large tech companies, big tech companies that have such an influence worldwide. So they're going to, have a presentation that they're going to share with the group. And as I said, you can ask questions at any time. Please feel free to do so. And we would love it that when you ask questions, if you can actually maybe turn on your camera so we can see your face, interact with you, as opposed to just looking at black screens. All right. All right. So I'm going to hand it over to our presenters, both Jinal and Goraf.
Thank you, Andre.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for participating into this and giving us an opportunity to share the industry experience and things that we are expecting as an interviewer. Definitely, this is going to be a very helpful session for you when you enter to a job market. Let me start sharing my screen. Are you guys able to view my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. Let me quickly introduce myself. So, I'm Jinal Mehta. I'm currently working at Amazon as a senior data engineer. I'm an international student. I'm from India. I came to State 8 years back, actually, to do my master's in IT from Cal State University, Fullerton College. During that time, I got a couple of internships, very tough time for me. And then I got into a full-time job as a data analyst for a couple of months and finally joined Amazon as a data engineer. It's been almost 6 years at Amazon. Great experience. Apart from Amazon, I am also an active speaker at various conferences. I am a mentor for various mentees on different platforms. In my free time, I help students with their resume review, LinkedIn review, profile review, any career guidance that they want. I help with them. So, yeah, that's about me. I will hand it over to Gaurav.
Thank you, Jinal. Hey, everyone. It's really nice meeting all of you. I'll give my quick intro. My name is Gaurav Mittal, and currently I work as like senior security data analyst at Zoom. And before that, I was working in an automobile industry where I was like business intelligence engineer. So I worked there for 2 years, and now it's already been my like fourth year at Zoom. And before Zoom, I was like pursuing my masters, and me and Gina both were like classmates, and then we became very good friends. So, since then, we are very passionate about like helping whoever wants our help. So, I also work a lot with students, do a lot of mentoring. So, I'm a part of Anita B org, which is like if you guys have heard of like Grace Hopper conference. So, I mentor like a lot of students and professionals who wants to switch their career to data or security. And other than that, like when I came to States, I was a student and I had like a lot of questions which you guys might have today in your mind. So we'll be happy to discuss it. And last quick thing, please ask a lot of questions and we can also connect offline to answer them if it cannot be covered today. And we can go from there. So let's start, Gina.
Sure. Before I start, actually, I'm sharing my screen, so I won't be able to see if there is any question. Maybe I'll have to do back and forth.
I can feel the questions as well. I can
Okay.
definitely do that. So no
Yeah.
worries there.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Andre.
Andre.
You're welcome.
All right, so today we are going to cover a few things which is very important. One is how AI is shaping the job market. This is a very, very common question among all the students and the mentees that I get. And second, what exactly do I do different to stand out as a candidate in this particular job market, especially when there are multiple layoffs? It is very tough. How do I get into this job market? Everybody's competing for the same thing, right? So we will share a few details around that. Next common question is, what should I prepare before an interview? Which tools, which resources, what material, how much time, all of that will be covered here. Next is, how should I start my journey? Now I have everything, but I don't know where should I start my journey. And then finally, the tips for job search. And each and every slide that we go through, please ask questions. We don't want to wait till the end of the presentation. So we want to give everyone a chance after every slide if there is any question. Moving on to the next slide. So this is about how AI is shaping the job market. Top three questions when we surveyed all the mentees, right? First, will I get a job if I'm not into AI, ML, or data scientist space? What do you guys think? Do you guys have the same question? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes, no,
I,
maybe.
I think they have the same question, but they are feeling shy. So I can answer that question. So guys,
Okay.
when I joined the work, my first job. So at that time there were very less use of AI, ML, data scientist related like work. But there are still a lot of jobs which don't really need for you to be an expert in AI or data scientist jobs. Knowing the basics of these are really, really important. So, like, let's say I'm a security analyst, right? So we are not doing all the work which is related to AI or ML. I'm focusing on security jobs, which has no there is still a lot of jobs which need some manual intervention, where you need a business knowledge, which can be tied with AI and ML, and then you can use it to improve the efficiency or do the automations. So if you, let's say, if you are a data engineer, right, and you know all the concepts of data engineering, then you can tie that back to AI or ML concepts to increase the efficiency, do certain tasks in lesser amount of time, or do some prediction modeling, which will help your company or you to succeed at the job, right? So definitely not, but knowing AI and ML are very important. It should be in your muscle memory. Let's say, since you guys have joined the school, you guys might be aware of like Microsoft Excel, right? Because we have worked on it since our undergrad. So this is something like that. We need to read a lot about like what's going on in the market, how it is aligning with your career goals. Let's say there may be like student who might be pursuing their masters in biology, right? Some subjects. So they can still use these technologies to do some predictions. So I will like to hear Gina's thought as well, and then we can cover next questions and questions from you guys as well.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. Just to add to what Gaurav said, right? Like, yes, the answer is yes to this question. Like, you will get a job if you're not AI, ML, or data scientist. Now, the question is, how can I even get a job, right? If everybody's talking about AI, ML thing. So, for example, it is business intelligence engineer or business analyst, right? We have a chat GPT. You just tell chat GPT to write a query for them. So, there's always like people are always scared like chat gpt can write a query, why will somebody hire me for that? But this is not enough for a business analyst or data analyst or BIE. They have to actually understand the data, the knowledge base that they are building right now. This ML data scientist is very new. It is getting popularity because everybody is talking about that, but still the accuracy is not that good. So definitely we need skill sets that will do all those manual intervention, where they will build the data models, where they will create the database itself, where they have to design the mapping for primary key, foreign key, different things. That's where the human knowledge will be involved. So yes, definitely there will be a job, even if you are not into AI, ML, or data scientist. Next question. What should I learn as a newbie for AI field? So this is again the common question. Like, I'm not from the same field, but I want to know just to be updated in the market. So I would highly suggest that the key terms are very important. So let's say if I say the model was hallucinating, what does that mean? So those terms and keywords are important. Where are we using what algorithms? Not necessarily you have to execute the code to understand that algorithm, but the core concept about AI will definitely help you on upper age in your field. And also to add to that point, right? Let's say you're from any particular field, you can definitely connect your field to the AI. For example, because I'm from data engineering, I can give an example. Let's say I build any pipelines or data models, right? How that is even related to AI field? That is related because the data that I produce will be used by the scientist for forecasting, for prediction. So the accuracy of the data is directly dependent on our team. Similarly, for other fields, indirectly or directly, they are related to AI field. So try to connect your field or the domain knowledge with the AI and try to understand the key terms about it. Gaurav, do you have anything
Yeah,
to
I
add?
would like to cover from a different angle. So,
Mhm.
like as a newbie, like when I was like passionate about learning more about AI, ML data, right? The basics to it is like statistics, and I'm pretty sure like the students who are pursuing masters in data analytics, business analytics domain, and the computer science domain, right? You guys must have studied on this, like the concept of statistics. Then, like all the modeling in AI and ML are based on the statistics. Let's say if you want to get an idea of certain algorithm, whether it is working good or not, right? So the concepts of statistics like z-score, what is mean, median, mode, right? How a curve, a bell curve is going, right? A visualization is like is built on a data. So looking at those basic concepts, right, you will be able to build the modeling. But you should be very, very good with the basics of certain things which can be used everywhere. So one of my friend, like I would like to give an example of my friend who is in civil engineering field. He's a great civil engineer. So they're also building like a lot of models in Excel. And when I suggested him like you should learn about AI and ML, it was very easy for him because he already knew the concepts of statistics and the concepts which he's using in the civil engineering industry, right? And he already is building the like algorithms in Excel. So he already know like what formulas he is applying. Then he's just changing that language in a different language as Python or the whatever language he wants to use in the AI and ML field. Similar to that, like if you are from a different field where you want to go, right, the your concepts for those fields should be very, very strong. And if you don't know the concept, let's say if you are a newbie and if you are a new in a market, right, so do a lot of projects on that. Let's say there is a lot of data available on Kaggle on healthcare, American healthcare system, right? There is a lot of data available on songs and like all the top issues and all the like COVID-19. You will get hell lot of data on Kaggle. So we can learn a lot of basic things from it. For example, how to build a database, right? To build a database, you need to make a big table into a small table. So there are concepts to coming and deriving those things. So knowing the basic of everything is very important, and then tying it back to like AI and ML field will be very easy. And the last example I would like to give, like few months back, I did a course from Stanford University. It was an online course. And the name of the course was ML Engineering for Managers. So basically in that course, they have explained everything in theory, how as a manager or my manager can take a decision by looking at the data or modeling. So in that course, they have not like explained anything on like doing a coding. They have told us like basic algorithms, what each algorithm works and what is the basic concept of each algorithm. And after learning that, I was like more comfortable in taking better business decisions, right? So for you to become an AI and ML engineer or to become or grow in your field, it is very important to know the basics.
Thank you, Gaurav.
So I had a
Um,
quick question.
Yeah.
Um, so the both of you already you touched on ChatGPT. So I'm
mhm.
curious how welcoming are companies, especially big companies like Amazon and Zoom, when it comes to allowing you to use ChatGPT? I know some companies they are they don't want you to use their data on the platform. So I'm kind of curious how that works, what your experience has been like.
So, Andre, like since ChatGPT came, like there was some resistance within the company to use those tools because companies were not like very confident, like from the compliance point of view, how like ChatGPT is storing their data. Let's say if I'm searching about Zoom and putting their data, right?
Hmm.
How comfortable they will be. But now companies have some contracts with like OpenAI, who is the like company for ChatGPT, and now they have like different contracts with the companies that they won't be storing any company's data on their backend and things like that. And after that, we have been getting like a lot of traction, and now companies are even forcing for us to use ChatGPT to increase the efficiency. And now they also check our Git repo. Like they can see how many, like how much amount of the code is generated by ChatGPT. And that's what
Mm.
companies are pushing, because that is improving our efficiency. So a code which was taking me at least like 2 or 3 days, now I can complete that within within a day or less than a day. So that's why
Mm.
companies are seeing like more value to it, and they're trying to make it secure before using it. So for example, there is a tool called DeepSeek, which came recently into the market, but that tool is not very secure like ChatGPT. That's why companies
Right.
have some resistance in using it. So there is a difference, like how companies feel about a tool or technology which is new in market.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, just to add from Amazon perspective, we are actually not allowed to use ChatGPT. We have in-house ChatGPT, which is called as Cedric. It's a
Mm.
product which is built by Amazon. Amazon is completely like wherever you go, people will talk that Amazon is more towards documentation. It's more towards detailing. So I have seen people using Cedric, like the in-house product, for creating that documentation, which has drastically reduced their time. But
Right.
a disadvantage to that was there was a layoff for the PMs, um, where Amazon hired multiple PMs.
Mm.
However, they said that now in-house tool can do. So what 10 PMs used to do, now we need only 2 PMs. So
Mm.
definitely it's good and bad both. In terms of usage, yes, we are using it, but we are not allowed to use for any SQL queries or put any data, because before we open that in-house tool, we have to agree every day saying that we will not be putting any confidential data or private data even in the in-house tool.
Mm. Even in the house. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you for clarifying. Thank you.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, Moving on to the third question, can I target AI ML data scientist job if I am new to the field? Realistic answer is no, because let's say being an interviewer, we always expect someone to have experience. Now, from students' point of view, it is also very obvious that if I don't get an opportunity, how can I show that I have an experience, right? So in that case, we suggest them to do a lot of projects which is based on the space. If they want to enter into AI, ML, or DS, do a lot of projects, move to a slower ladder like internship, and then move on to the entry level job, because these jobs do expect either you have a PhD, or you do some research, or you write a paper, or you have some extensive experience as a volunteer, some previous experience. So candidates are not hired easily for these jobs. Only and only if they have experience, they get hired. So realistic answer is no, but it is not impossible. It is surely possible, given that we do more projects.
Yeah, and adding more to it, like as Zinal said, like having a job experience as a student, right? It's not possible. So as an interviewer, when I interview like college graduates, right? So our expectations are also very low. Like it's not as like if we are expecting a 10 years experience of folk versus a fresh graduate, right? So expectations are also very different. So I would suggest all the students like not to get scared of like you will be facing a tough interview and things like that. There are companies who understand, like in our company there is a graduate program which is an internship program. Like I haven't seen any internship there yet, but when I joined Zoom, there were programs and we had an intern and she was a fresh graduate and she was doing really good at her job, like as a fresh graduate. And the technologies and all the tech stack, she was working in security field, so she learned a lot of different things in the program. So a lot of companies have these kind of programs and they have like very low expectations on like what you should know, but definitely they will be focusing on the concepts and how eager you are to learn the new technologies, how aware you are of the new technologies and the basics of it. So just remember, like if you're new to a field, try to cover all the basics and then you should be able to answer like a lot of different questions. So that's what interviews will look for as a fresh graduate, or the if you are going to an entry level role.
Okay. So then you're saying that the projects do hold some weight for recruiters.
Oh,
They
definitely.
Okay.
So
Yes,
when
yes.
I started my journey, Andre, as a data analyst, like I only had like 1.5 years of experience in India, back in India.
Hmm.
But like I did like a lot of different projects after coming to like master for masters, and like more than 50% of my resume was filled with like projects, and then I was barely able to get an internship. Like there were only 3 months left, and I got an internship like before getting a full-time job. So my like real-time experience by doing the projects really helped me in landing the a good job, I would say.
Okay. And you may touch on this later, and if you do, fine. But if not, can you give an idea of, you mentioned like 50% of your resume had projects on it. How many projects do you think is would be good to have on the resume, particularly if you don't have work experience coming out of the MSIS program or any analytics, stepping into the analytics field? And what type of projects should be on there?
Okay, so Andre, for your last question, I'll answer it first. So, the kind of a projects depends on like the field of a student. Like, if let's say I can talk more on like data analytics and security, right?
Mm,
Because I'm from that field. So, really focused on learning the basics of SQL, Python, data visualization, and data science was also picking around that time. So, I already knew like how algorithms worked, right? So I just picked one data source, and I did like the SQL related project on the same data source, and then did the visualization, data cleaning using Python, and also built some prediction model built on that. So I only had like two projects, but it covered the base, like end-to-end basics of like a data analyst job or business intelligence engineer, and a bit
okay.
of like data scientist as well. And I would say like having like 2 to 3 projects is good enough, but you can also join like a lot of different communities where people work on different projects, and you can get a real-time exposure on working on certain projects. So right now few of my friends like who just started their career, right? So they are a part of like certain conference or certain groups where all the folks work all together on a project like hackathon, and then they put that on resume, so that also carries a lot of weight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And from my experience, I would say, like Andre, I have seen like 100 plus resumes, right? And this is, first of all, great question. Like, if I don't have any experience, what do I show in my resume? Per semester, one project, meaning 3 to 4 projects, is a good idea. If we have different projects covering, I have seen people putting 2 projects and emphasizing more on, let's say, just specific algorithms, and two another projects which just focuses on SQL, Python, and Tableau. Instead of that, what I would suggest for any student who does not have any experience, pick one project which is different than other project, emphasize all the skill sets in that one project which is not overlapping in any other projects. And especially when you do not have any experience as a student, sorry, as a professional working in the industry, also doing certification will
Yeah,
help. So how does the certification help? It gives an idea to the interviewer that at least a candidate is aware about this particular service. For example, a lot of students will ask me, should I do certification which is AWS based or GCP or Azure, or should I do everything? So I always recommend that pick only one cloud service and do a master of that. Be a master of one cloud service. If you're able to do one cloud service, you'll be able to do other two cloud services. Only the interviewer wants to know whether you're aware about the cloud service or not. And for you to showcase that, certification is the best way. So
Mm,
certification
I
plus
agree.
projects.
okay. Thank you. Thank
Mhm,
you.
That's a great point, Jigal.
mhm.
And before we move forward, any questions? Again, this is it's an open discussion. Feel free to jump in, ask any questions, put them in the chat. You can open your camera. You can, turn on your microphone, ask questions.
Sorry.
All right. Everyone's still hanging back there.
No, that's
Okay,
fine.
that's it. Okay, moving on to the next. How to stand out different as a candidate in the market. Uh, Before I go on to each and every point, this is always the question in students' mind. Like, everybody is doing certification, everybody is doing projects, everybody says do networking. But but still I don't stand out different in the crowd. How, if there are 10 resumes for the interviewer, how do they pick my resume? So this is the slide that is going to help you a lot, um, to stand out different in the crowd. Maybe Gaurav, if you want to start.
Yeah, so I can start from here. So the first question whenever I meet mentees and like different conferences or the platforms, right? So they really struggle a lot with like the resume. So their first question is like, does my resume looks good? So whenever I look at the resume, like it should be very easy for anyone, for anyone, like for me, Gina, Andre, or like a recruiter to understand like what your skill sets are. So try to complete everything in your resume, like try to mention everything in one bullet, which looks very consistent across the resume. Like if you're adding like two lines and then one line, then three lines to explain your projects, right? Then it really gives a very bad impression, and it's very hard to pick about your skill set, right? So try to make it as easy as possible for anyone to read. The second best thing I really suggest my mentees is to tell a story while like building a resume. Let's say if you are a data analyst, right, and if you are mentioning about your work, so you can go in an order. Like first you extract the data, then you build some algorithms, then you generate reports, and then present it to stakeholders. And try to always mention about the impact of the project, like how it impacted. Like try to mention like some numbers, like this project I was able to save like 20 plus business hours, or we were able to save like 10,000 US dollars, right? So that really makes an impact, and that's how you build your credibility from your work, and you build your own brand. So I should be, or anyone should be able to see you as an asset to a company, right? So you can like add different things like by using ChatGPT. So when I started my resume building, I used to copy and paste like a lot of bullets from the job postings, and then I tried to polish them and see like how it will look, and will I be able to defend those bullets or not. So you should have a good story ready for all of the bullets which you are mentioning in the resume, because as a fresh graduate, the only thing interview will be focusing on is what is present in your resume. But once you go higher up in your career, you will be expected to answer and know a lot more things what is than what is present in the resume. So definitely try to focus on like building a story, have a good behavioral like for behavioral rounds, try to have a good story on like how you started and why you are interested in the field, and try to explain them all the projects. So on resume review, Jinal, you have any other thoughts?
Sure, yes. Uh, for the resume review, first thing as an interviewer, whenever we get resume, we are trained in such a way that we get to know it's a chat GPT version. I see a lot of candidates taking help of chat GPT, which is not wrong. But once you get information from chat GPT, make it sound as if you have written it. So for example, chat GPT will say over 300 let's say over 300 servers. So instead of saying over 300 servers, write 300 plus, put a symbol plus. That will make it sound like as if you have written that resume. There are very minor things like spearheaded is a common word in the resume. Then there are also like leaders, ownership. Those are the common words that you'll get from ChatGPT. These are very easy things for an interviewer to recognize that your resume is ChatGPT, and straight away it gets rejected. So we discard many resumes and interviews just because the resume is not a human format resume, rather it's a ChatGPT thing. So one suggestions to everyone that do take help, but revise those bullet points. Second thing that I have observed, people write work experience. So even though they have more than 1 year of experience, they don't put plural. This is a very common mistake. So it has to be written as professional experiences instead of writing work experience. Does not make much difference, but it does create a different impression on the interviewer. Third thing I see that people say I collaborated with, this is the keyword, right? So candidate wants to include keywords so that it goes to the ATS tracker. So maybe one of the bullet point will be collaborated with downstream users. Wherever there is a plural, please add number. You can say collaborated with 3 plus users or collaborated with 2 stakeholders. In the impact, what I have seen is they try to include numbers, improved efficiency by 30 percentage, 30 percentage, 25 percentage, 15 percentage, 10 percentage. These are very common numbers. When you go into the industry, when you experience and when you work on real projects, those numbers are never round off. It can be either like in decimal. If you put any round off number, try to say approximate 30 percentage. Otherwise, entire interview can go just on that one number. Make it look more realistic. Even if I've seen people do fake their resumes, but they sound it as if it's not fake. So how do they do that, right? They balance those numbers. They will put even and odd numbers, they will put approximate, some numbers will be decimal. Quantify as much as you can. Not necessarily every bullet point will have quantifying impact. You can also say that you did something in your company which helped to streamline the process. So what exactly are you bringing to the table? I have also seen repetitive information. I created dashboard, like created, developed dashboards um, to take actionable insights presented to C-level executives. But what exactly you did to improve the business, that is not shown. I have seen resumes where they are not specific, they are very generic. Create a detailed documentation that will help the future team to refer. But how exactly it is helping? So that we need to be very very specific in your resume. Also, the bullet point has to be into a very thought process, meaning it should sound like a story, as Gaurav said. It should not be scattered here and there where I'm not able to imagine. Third thing, in the resume, people do mark some of the words as bold, which is actually not required. So don't mark anything as bold in your resume. Interviewers will find out your skill sets if you really have it. Um, One common question: what should be the resume page size? Very, very common question. Anybody who is having less than 10 years of experience, I would say one pager. Anybody who is having experience between 10 to 20 years, I would say one and a half pager. Anything beyond 20 years, it can be less than two, but never it has to be two. So, yes, please take care of that.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask a question because now you have a lot of students who are like, oh, okay. So, many times students, again, if they don't have a lot of experience, they want to show a lot of projects, they pack the resume. So maybe they have everything on one page, so there's no margins. Or they would just like to go to 2 pages, but they don't have more than 10 years of experience, and they just want to show um, that they have projects. So so you're saying that this is just negatively looked at by recruiters?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead, Gaurav, if you want to take that
Yeah.
question.
So Andre, when we look at resume, right? So a resume is a very thoughtful thing. Like whenever we try to show something like more than once, right? You will go beyond like 2 or 3 pages or one
Right,
page. My bad.
right.
But when we try to show our skill set impact, like it is okay to show it once. Like if I have done like 10 Tableau projects, right, in
Mhm.
data visualization, it's okay to show like I need to cover all the skill set what I have learned in under like one project. I have used so and so like formula or functions, right? So it is
Right,
easy to cover it in one page. And also, like there is a myth, or I would say like people like don't doesn't understand it, but recruiter or the and the person who's on the other end doesn't have any time to read like 2 pages of resume. So it should be very precise on what we are writing and what we are trying to show. And as Zinan said, like it should be able to tell a story. And when you said like when we try to pack a resume with a lot of things, right? So there is a like there are no margins. So it is also not taken as a good resume, because if someone who is who has like 10 years or less experience, right? They're able to show what they have in one page. So as a student, we can also show that within a page as well. So when I see resumes which are like very colored and they have like different templates, that also doesn't work a lot in market. Like the black and white resumes are the best resumes which get selected and which is very easy to understand. And from the tracker's point of view as well, right? If a resume is developed on a PowerPoint or by using different tools, right? It does
Mm,
not easily read or parse those information. So we need to understand like why black and white resume is the one which is still there in the market since long time, right? So answer to the question is like we need to stay on one page. It should not go
yeah,
beyond that.
very good. And then also not using tools like Canva. I've seen people use Canva
Yeah.
to design their resume, but then,
Mm.
like you said, the ATS may not be able to parse it at all.
Exactly.
Really. Yeah.
Yes. 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 Yeah. Any other questions? This is a very, very popular topic, resume.
And like I've been working with one of the mentees, and she's working in Hershey's right now.
Mm,
So like she also had the similar issue, Andre, like to show like she is now the manager of data analytics in one of the teams. And her resume was like 1.5 pages. But when I looked at it, like she has mentioned the use of Tableau like 10 different times, and she's
right.
almost showing the same thing. So once I like pointed that her out, like we can combine all the 10 points into like one or two bullets. We were able to do that, but she haven't thought it. Okay, as an end person or end reviewer, I won't be able to digest so a lot of information at like within like 1 minute, right? So
Right.
like I still see like a lot of professionals also have this like issue, I would say, and understanding like what is required. So it is very okay. Like if we all have like 2 pages of resume, and then we work on like we only need to have 1 page resume. But one thing I would like to point out, like when I was a student, my advisor like advised me like you can write everything, whatever you want to mention in a resume, and then work on it to make it to 1 page. Like try to understand like what is the redundant information. So never stop writing. Like you can go up to 3 or 4 pages because you want all of your thoughts to be on paper, and then you can work on it to refine it. And how we can combine 2 or 3 different sentences. What
Mm,
tools and technologies are making more sense? Like there are like a lot of words which can be like instead of 2 words, you can only use 1 word to convey the same message, right? So
mm.
it usually takes a good amount of time to refine your resume. Like it is an ever-ending process until you get a first job.
Makes sense. Thank you. And I'm going to sort of hold off on asking any questions. I'm going to let you get through this slide at least.
Sure.
Okay.
Uh, Moving on to next, like cover letter review. Is it mandatory cover letter? Yes. Most of the, not most, 50% of the companies will mark as a mandatory field to upload your cover letter. So have one generic template with three para. One, introducing yourself, degrees that you have achieved. Second, what are your core strengths and the projects. Third, extracurricular, and just closing, like summing up. And thank you for the opportunity. Like a good closure would be enough in the cover letter. But if I have to say what are your top three strengths, so that is something as a student it should go into the cover letter.
I agree, Gina. Like cover letter is something like as a interviewer, we really never focus on, but it really gives HR a good idea like what you are good at. So no need to mention like a lot of technical stuff in the cover letter. It can be very high level and 2 paragraphs, one about you and one like last 2 3 lines like why you are interested in the role, right? So basically the importance of cover letter comes in to like you can showcase like how much you know about the company or the team. If you don't, that's totally fine. Like it is an additional document with the resume, I would say.
Yeah. uh,
Like moving on to resume review, sorry, LinkedIn review. So guys, LinkedIn review can be like your LinkedIn can look like 50% similar to what you have in resume, but you can showcase a lot of work. Like you can post a lot of analysis or projects you are working on there. So it really gives interviewer or someone like whoever is looking at your profile an idea. Okay, there is a guy who worked on a visualization which I liked it, right? And that's how you build your network. You will be able to build like a lot of networks from the folks who are in your industry. So right now like I do post a lot on like security, cyber security. So because of that I was able to get connected with like a couple of folks who now introduced me to a conference, and we'll be meeting very soon. So that's how you build your network. And I would say in this entire process network will be really helpful. Like they will refer you, they will do a proofread of your resume, they might even do your mock interview. So like in LinkedIn you can mention all your technical skills, all the projects, but try to post where people can actually look at your work, or try to mention what you are interested in, like what are your thoughts on ChatGPT, for example, how job market is trending, any analysis on that. So when me and Jinal were like doing masters, so we have built a Tableau dashboard which was talking about like mass shootings in United States or in the world. So that was a catchy topic, and we got data from a very legit source, and we did some analysis. So we got like a lot of traction. We got around like 500 likes, and within like 2 or 3 days, and that really helped us. Like if Gina liked my profile or a comment, Andre will able to see it because he's in her network. So that was one of the things which really helped us like getting more traction on our work, and also show it to recruiters like this is what I have worked on. You can go and check my resume. You can reference it as your portfolio as well about the work you have posted on LinkedIn.
Yeah, and to add to what you said, Gaurav, right? As a recruiter, if I have to see somebody's LinkedIn, what do I even check? Only two things: the header, the title, and second, about me. Because as an interviewer, we really do not have so much of time to go and see each and everything. Meaning, I have seen people writing 5 to 6 bullet points under their each experiences, but this is not really important. What you can do, you can just give a gist of your experience in that particular company. Second thing, recommendation. Try to get recommendation from the professionals with whom you have worked. Third thing, about me, if I have to, I'm not going to click more and see what exactly you have written. I get to see only 3 4 lines on the LinkedIn. So I quickly glance what is the gist about your profile, your background, like what story will it tell me about you if I have to read those 4 lines. So those 4 lines are very important. And the title of your LinkedIn profile, open for summer internship, or just put summer internship slash data analyst slash business intelligence. It has to be very catchy. Yeah. So I would say don't spend too much time on LinkedIn cover letter, but spend a lot of time on your resume. Resume is the first step that needs to be right. Rest all things can be changed here and there. Don't spend too much time on cover letter and LinkedIn. Cool. Next point, overall portfolio. Uh, Nowadays, what we have seen that people are moving more towards the digital medium, wherein they create their own website, put all of their activities, like what projects they have done, what tools they know. Uh, if I want to just know about somebody, I just have to click on their portfolio, and I will get to know everything, like their degrees, extracurricular, volunteer work, uh, Git repository, if they have created any Tableau dashboards or any other websites. Yeah, so overall portfolio is very important. This got popularity when it was COVID, but now things are moving back to the normal state, meaning interviews are in person. I would highly insist that you should create a portfolio where you have all your projects, and definitely you will stand out different in the crowd, because not many people are aware about having their portfolio when they go for the interview. Any questions?
I would like to add more like to it.
Sure.
So like on the overall portfolio thing, right? Like there is a big difference like when we started and what is going in the market right now. So you guys can have like mix of both. So for my first interview, which I attended like as a student, right? So at that point of time, I had the hard copies of a couple of dashboards and some of the algorithms, like my capstone project. So what really happened on like this is a real story. So I was explaining the interviewer about all the charts, like how we can use different charts in different scenarios, this, that. And it was like, do you have you done any work on them? So I had a file with me and I showed him like all the charts and everything just in front of him. And he was like really, really happy after looking at that. Okay, I was carrying something which I can show it to him. Like I was not faking. Like, so it really made a big difference for me. I got an offer from that company, but I joined a different one. So that was something which made a big difference. And what really happened, like it helped me drive interview and on my own way, instead of him driving the interview, I was able to drive the interview after I showed him the portfolio. So right now,
Yeah, I
yeah.
remember that portfolio actually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
I like discussed it with you, right?
yeah, yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
definitely having online portfolio or offline, like the hard copy is really, really helpful. You can have like 10 pages, that's it, to show your work,
And then
or
let me,
slides.
and can
Sorry.
I ask, I was going to ask really quick, when it comes to portfolio, does it really matter whether it's a GitHub page or like a Wix, a basic Wix website?
Anything is fine. Like online presence to show your work, anything is fine. Even I would say like LinkedIn is also fine if we are able to show and all the posts and things like that. Like an interviewer needs to be more authoritative of your work. Like he should feel or they should feel like very happy after talking to you. Like, okay, this guy has worked on like some statistical analysis or some models, right? That's the
Mm,
only thing they look.
Yeah,
okay.
kind of a proof like, okay, he is not faking and he has actually worked on it. And I had similar experience when I got my first internship in USA, Herbalife Nutrition. So after getting internship, I asked my manager like, why did you even select me? He's like, because of your portfolio. I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, you stand out different. Like we never saw something like this where people come with all their projects. So that was one thing that helped me to get my first internship in USA.
Any questions?
Let me, at some point, you're going to touch on maybe any challenges with sponsorship or working as an international student.
Yes, lot of challenges because of the visa issues. Let's say if I'm applying for 100 companies, I will get calls only for 10 companies just because of the visa issue. uh, so definitely visa is a major challenge where they do not sponsor, where they do not hire directly nowadays. Nowadays also it's the same situation, like whenever it's, so we always say that for the international students, one key thing is just apply for the company and then forget where did you apply. But yeah, there is no other way out. Just be consistent and be positive throughout your journey. You will definitely get the job. It's just that it is a little difficult.
And can I ask, are either one of you right now under any sponsorship, H-1B sponsorship or as such?
Yeah, so I'm on H1 right now, Andre. Like my first company also filed H1 and my second company also like transferred it. So my overall experience with the visa issues, right? So the company size really matters, I think, because like if a company has like more employers, there are higher chances that there will be someone from there will be someone who is not from United States, right? And then companies have such policies and they build their own team, like a separate team to file a visa and things like that. So for me, focusing on companies which are mid-sized or big companies really helped because they never had any questions on whether they will be filing a visa, this, that, or they will be very clear. Like you will know instantly that they won't file a visa for you. So you won't be spending or wasting your time doing an interview, going till the last round, and then you will know, okay, they won't sponsor. And there are like certain companies who will let you know, like we'll file H1B after a year. Like we won't file right now immediately, but we will file it after some time. So it really depends on which company we are going. But all the big companies, they like for all the rules, they either mention in 10% of the rules, at least that's with the Zoom, that we won't sponsor. And if it is not mentioned and the job role is present in United States, they will definitely do sponsorship. There won't be any question. But looking at the current market and government, right? So there are like it will be more stringent for companies to file because there are like a lot of people who have like fake profiles. So that is really like disturbing the market, the immigration related like issues and questions. So a lot of folks in my company are having like visa related issues, but our company is very supportive in filing the visas for them.
Yeah, for me, company is very supportive, but I was unlucky. So my visa, so after student visa, I get 3 attempts for H1B. Company did file 3 times, but my H1B was never picked up. So I had to move out of United States for 1.5 years. So I moved to Canada, and then my company decided that can you please come back because I had to train and I work on very confidential project for Amazon. So they decided to bring me back to United States. So I came back to United States last year, and I'm still not on H1B. So that's the challenge.
So Andre, again, like this shows like the companies who have like big setup, right? They will make sure that their employees are nearby them. So
Yeah.
like in Gina's case, like they had presence in different countries. So they sent her and called her back on a different visa.
So Gina, can you sort of just briefly touch on what that visa is and how is it you're able to work on that in the US?
Yeah, sure. So the visa that I'm currently on, it's called as L1 visa. Under L1, we have two categories: L1A, L1B. L1A is always given to a managerial role under which we have minimum 6 reportees. That is the Amazon. I think the Amazon role where you need some reportees under you to be qualified as an L1A visa. But L1B is a specialized knowledge, meaning you need specialized knowledge for certain projects in your team. So based on that specialized knowledge that I was going to work on the confidential project, they called me back on L1B visa. Now the validity for L1B visa is 3 years, then it get extended. During the extension we can get extension for 2 years or 3 years. Most probably we get 3 plus 3, but in some cases we might also get 3 plus 2. Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying. Thank you. I think a
Mhm.
lot of people are not sure about L1, L2 visas, so thank you.
Mhm. Yeah. And there is nothing to worry coming back on different visas. So until and unless you are in USA as an immigrant, this is non-immigrant, this will be always a challenge. So it's a part and parcel of your life. Life does not stop. You just have to move on. Don't be depressed. Don't be sad if your H1B is not picked up. Just work on your skills so that you get job anywhere in the world. That's my takeaway.
And Andre, adding to it, like, so I got H1B visa, I got extension as well, but right now I'm having some issues in getting the long-term visa. So like my company will be sending me probably like if things doesn't work out, they will send me to Netherlands probably.
Mm,
They will
mm,
call me back on the same visa as Gina is on right now. So
okay.
I always focus on building the skill set so that I can work anywhere and my skills can be used anywhere. So that is the key focus. Like I learned over time, this is really stressful. Like what I will do doing this that. But once you have more clarity, like this is how your life may look going forward. You get like more calmer and you focus on the long term things, not the short term things. So that is a part of life as an immigrant, non-immigrant here.
And it also seems like it's just a good strategy,
Exactly.
you know. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
yeah.
cannot stop because of a visa, right? You need to try it hard and hard. So
Yeah.
Cool. In interest of time, I'll quickly move to the next point. Sorry, before I even move to the next point, the heading for the first one says professional review. So what we wanted to cover here was we do make resume, cover letter, LinkedIn, but always get professional review, meaning tell somebody who is professional in their field to review your resume and give you the right guidance. So yeah, I wanted to bring up that. Second is find mentors and networks. Everybody will talk, hey, networking is important, but people will be like, what are the networking platforms? And we always come up with only one, which is LinkedIn, right? But there are many other platforms which is very powerful, strong, and that will help you. I wish somebody told us, like when we were in college, like these are also the different platforms where you can give it a try. First one is GMI, where I think me and Gaurav both, we are mentors and we do mentee a couple of folks on how how to start your path, how to start your career, how to make a roadmap, what exactly you should do, what are your goals, where are you stuck, what are your challenges. We also help them with the mock interviews. So please explore this site, Global Mentorship Initiative. It's free. All the four ones that we have listed, we have not listed LinkedIn because that is very common, and we wanted to give some knowledge on things which doesn't get covered very much. So all the four that we have listed here is for free of cost. Please go and sign up and find your mentors. That's how you network. And when it comes to network, it's not like one time process, it's a continuous process where you connect with them, have a normal conversation like how was your day, meet them for 15 minutes in 1 or 2 months, so that they are aware what are your goals, what do you look for, where are you right now, and they will always keep you in mind. That's how you build your network. um, I will quickly cover the remaining three. Top mid. So under top mid, it is little challenging. Some folks will charge, some folks will provide a free service. So always look for a person who is providing a free service. Block 15 minutes, get their understanding. What is the job market? Are they from the same profile that you are targeting? If yes, what are the tools I should be learning? Does my resume look good? And you can take it forward from there. Similarly, the next to ADP list and anitab.org, where you can find your mentors. So just explore the sites, it's free, and start networking from there apart from LinkedIn. Anything, Gaurav, that you want to add
Yeah, I
because
would.
you're already a mentor?
Yeah, I would quickly like to add try to at least find try to reach out to 10 to 20 folks from all these different networks and build like good relation with five of them, because they will help you an end-to-end process, like from building resume to taking mock interviews and sharing their industry experience. So that will be like one-on-one session with you and someone who is like professionally sound and knows market better than you, right? So they will also help you connect with the network. So when I was finding mentors on LinkedIn, so I'm still connected with a lot of folks who really helped me in reviewing my resume. Like a lot of them gave me good feedbacks, like how I can improve them, right? So during that time, we really didn't have any idea like how to start. So those folks really helped us. So try to build like long lasting relations with them. They will be really helpful. That will be really helpful for the career. And looking at the time, Gina, I would quickly cover the participation point, like the third one. So these days, we have seen like when I was doing in masters, right? We haven't focused a lot on like going to like events and hackathons, or working on the paper and then publishing it in like different journals and conferences. But this will give you a long-term edge for your visa issues, or probably it will also help you to build your profile. Let's say if you have worked in a hackathon, you will definitely get some invite or the certification of completion, right? So that will really help you build your profile, connect to different folks of your same age group, and you can also build something new. So right now I'm working with a group of folks from a university in Dallas, and we are writing a paper. So they are working on a project which really piqued my interest, and we all are working on it, and probably will be publishing that paper in IEEE. So having something in a good journal or conference will add on to your profile. Like you have published something, and once you get like more citations on it and things like that, we can discuss that offline. Like if someone wants to discuss it in detail, that will be really helpful. So as a capstone project, you guys can also focus on like writing a capstone project and submitting it to IEEE or to a conference which aligns with your goals and like career to it. So that's it on this point. It's more like building an additional profile other than like your day-to-day work. Jinal, would you like to cover anything?
No, I think that's all. Please explore all of these data points that we have put all together here. This is based on our experience, 8 years of experience, and communicating with. We are very active in the industry, where we connect with not just Amazonians or a particular company, but many other companies. And these are the top 5 things we came up with that will definitely help you in your profile and in your visa. All right, moving on to the next slide. I know we have very less time left out, but quickly I will cover 4 things, right? What I should prepare before an interview. Foundation is very important, meaning you should understand the core concepts of the foundation. If I have to say data engineering, then I will be expecting somebody at an entry level to know what is data model, where it can be used, how it can be used, and why I should be using this. When I should put an alert system, when I should put primary key, when I should put foreign key. Core concepts is important, and that will help you to get the job for sure. Second is tools. These are the top tools that we have listed. Please go through those tools. These are the common tools that people will be expecting. Especially, I want to highlight in the SQL. Second point, programming language SQL, right? People ask what is Windows function. Many of them does not know what is Windows function. So I want to emphasize that Windows function is important. Do explore, practice, and also do CTE. That is one important thing. Hands-on project. If you do not get any internships, what should be your hands-on project? Get projects from Kaggle. There are many open source database available extract the data, start working on the project, collaborate with few people, post those on the LinkedIn on a regular cadence, so that you can show something on your resume, right? If you don't have anything, this will be a good start. Second thing comes coding practice. In this, definitely as a lead code, like in the lead code, it is expensive as a student. If I have to buy, even for that matter, if I have to buy right now, it is expensive. But please remember, this is investment. Don't think that it is very expensive. Just invest. You can also make a group of 10 and invest in a lead code. But majority of the interview questions will be from lead code, easy and medium. Only if you're going for a senior level, then it will be questions from the high level, and not medium and easy. HackerRank, it is free. Data Lumer, this is something new. I'm not sure if how many of you are aware, but this is also a free website. Just go and practice all the coding thing, like Python, SQL, PySpark. You can just explore this. Gaurav, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, so Jinal, I just shared the document which I showed you yesterday in the
Okay.
chat. So that already has a good like data source, like in what and on which data you should work. So technically, it is only focused on data analytics, business intelligence, and data science rules. So I found this like on LinkedIn, and then me and Gina also worked on curating it. So you will see a lot of like a 3-month plan one should have to be a data analyst, right? And each plan, it is a weekly plan where you can focus on like a lot of different courses for SQL, building muscles in Excel. We like sometimes underestimate like the power of using Microsoft Excel, but that is a very, very powerful tool which is still used to keep business up and running. So please invest like I would say 2-3 days in that. You will quickly pick it up, but never underestimate the questions you may get on that, right? And then there are like a lot of courses which are available for Python, business, Power BI, Tableau in that sheet. So we were trying to discuss that in detail, but looking at time, we are just directly sharing it with you. You can download it, and we'll also share it with Andre. But like one investment which I did and I would focus is on like lead code. I was hesitant to like invest like me and Gina were hesitant to invest like $150, but when we took the decision, it really helped me crack the interviews really, really fast, because one of the interview questions I got in the SQL was directly from lead code, which I solved like the other day. So that company is doing a good job in giving you like a lot of good questions which are asked in all the big companies, and they really like they will make sure that you learn. So try to solve like 2 or 3 lead code questions, either they are for Python or SQL, but definitely you can like group and invest money in that. For an individual, it is a big lift, I would say, as a student. So yes, Jinal, we can move on to next slide.
Very good information.
Mhm.
Yeah. So like some of the questions we also get like when we meet mentees, right? Like what should I prepare for the behavioral questions, right? So please try to understand like if you are trying to say something, it should make like sense to an interviewer, right? So try to answer any questions in the STAR approach, which is like very widely used in Amazon, if I'm not wrong, Gina, right? Where
Yeah.
like you need to explain a situation, like you can take a project where you are explaining a situation, what task you have done, what actions or what coding or what work you have done behind it, and what was the result, like how you reached how you identified a problem and then solved it, right? So try to answer your questions in the STAR approach. And I would also insist like few of the bullets in your resume should also based on the STAR approach, where like it is very easy to understand like what was the situation and what was the result outcome of that. So definitely try to do that. And as we have already mentioned, for each bullet point, like let's say if you are adding a bullet which you haven't worked on, right? Try to have a good story around it, because there can be certain scenarios you will be interviews might just focus on one point, and they will like try to know and go in depth of each of the bullet. So don't try to add something which you cannot defend, I would say, in better words. Next is Jinal, you wanna add something to it?
Yeah, I have given interviews at LinkedIn, Facebook, Microsoft, Google, Oracle, Amazon, Zoom, Airbnb, you name it, and I have given. most of the companies, big short companies, they are expecting behavioral answers in star format. So that was one thing I wanted to share my experience. Second, in terms of mock interviews, right? We never had an idea when we were students that mentors can also help us with the mock interviews. So please do take advantage of finding out the right mentors and practice mock interviews with them. They are willing to provide volunteer service. Make use of it. So yeah, those are the two important things from this slide which I wanted to highlight.
Very
Uh,
nice.
We can, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was asking Jinal to move to the next slide deck, but yes, Andre, if you have any questions, comments.
I'm just gonna drop a link for speaking of data, we always do our quick survey just to get feedback from our students. So I'm just gonna put that in the chat. So kindly, if our students can take the time to um, take care of the survey. You can still listen along while you do it, so you should be able to do that. But I please do continue. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I, at the same time wanted to have our students make sure that they provide us feedback.
Yeah.
Thank you,
So
Andrew.
on this deck, everyone, we have covered almost covered like what we have already discussed before. So a journey of someone like who is looking for job can have like these 3 or 4 bullet points in mind. Like should have a good resume along with cover letter, a LinkedIn profile which explains like what you do and what you're interested in. Third and bullet 3 and 4 are really really important, like getting a mentor. Like since I got mentor, I am really able to excel in my career. Like my manager is my mentor and he is able to give me feedbacks. Like we have like one-on-one session with them. Like I usually have one-on-one session with him like every other month, and that is helping me keep on check like whether I'm doing good bad. So definitely have a mentor. It should not be from your industry or direct like contact. You can have a mentor from, like students can have mentor from as an advisor, or they can have someone from the industry. And we have already shared the 3 month plan in that deck. But if someone is not focusing on a specific role, which is mentioned in the document, definitely try to jot down all the things you want to achieve. Like, or you can research on, like, let's say you want to become an architect, right? So try to understand like what are the 3 or 4 things which are important to land a job, and then have a 3 to 4 months plan for it. I personally believe if you start from now, if you don't know anything, 6 months are a good amount of time to land a good job, considering you are investing like 10 hours a day or 8 hours a day as a full-time job. So just imagine when you will be getting a job, you'll be working for 8 hours. So you can start working from right now as a student, technically. I'm trying to make it faster, Zinal, so I'm just trying to cover it on
Yeah,
a high level. You can
sure.
cover the next one. Yeah.
Yeah, these are the tips for job search platforms. Indeed, nobody gives. People underestimate Indeed, but Indeed is the most powerful platform where you get a job opportunity for small and mid-firm companies. I did not get much opportunities from LinkedIn, but I did get many, many opportunities from Indeed. So I have kept that as the first bullet point. So these are the top 3 platforms for job search. In terms of strategies, LinkedIn, you can always do easy apply. In terms of referrals, I've seen people just putting that, hey, can you refer me? But instead, give a blurb about yourself, 2 to 3 lines. What are your strengths? What job ID are you interested? Your resume in PDF format whenever you ask for referrals. Third is networking database. What does that mean? So let's say today you guys got to know that I'm from Amazon, Gaurav is from Zoom. So you can make your own database in Excel or Notebook wherever you want to. And in future, if there are any jobs, we will be happy to refer you guys. So create your own small database. Um these are the different resources that we have listed. Please take a look. Yeah.
Jinal, if you give me a minute, I would quickly like to show like how students
Yeah.
can look for a job on LinkedIn.
Sure.
So yeah, it won't take more than a minute because that is something I feel is important. Okay.
Did I stop
And the
sharing? Okay.
information you both are sharing is excellent. So thank you so much. This is really, really great
Yeah,
information.
thank you. So guys, like whenever I used to look for a job, right, I was like looking at like jobs and then applying to all the jobs. But other than that, you can follow one more strategy. Like you can go, like you can focus on quantity, like applying 100 or 1,000 jobs in a month. Or let's say if I want to look at a data analyst job, right, not at Meta, sorry. Uh, So you can type this keyword and then look for the posts, and you can apply like more and more filters, like when this post is posted, and instead of applying to the job, you can reach out to all the guys who have posted these like jobs, because it is these are the folks who are looking for someone like really quick. They have posted like 3 hours back, 1 day back, right? So they want like someone to apply to the job. So the this is the way I got my job at Zoom. So I just reached out to my manager's post, who is my current manager, and then he just posted a job role. I reached out to him. He replied me that let's go through a formal process, like if your resume is selected. But when a recruiter shared my resume with him, he quickly remembered, okay, he's the one who reached out to me on LinkedIn, and that's how that make a big difference for me to have a smooth conversation with him. And definitely by doing this, like this is time consuming. In 1 hour, if you are applying from the job section, you will apply probably 20-30 applications. But by doing this way, you will be only able to apply, let's say, 5, but this will be a quality work. And it really depends. Like for someone, quantity works, for someone, quality works. But just try and give a try, like how you should like go ahead. But this is something very, very useful for me.
I like the strategy. I actually haven't seen this before. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen this approach before. I think this is excellent.
Yeah, so this is something, Andre, I would say like not a lot of people just teach. Like we just learned it over the with the experience. Like okay, this thing is working, and just try. And this also help me connect with like a lot of folks from the industry actually. So
Mm,
I'm networking, and I'm also sending a cold email about me and why I'm interested in the role.
very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Sorry, we had to rush because of the time, but I hope everybody got the contacts. And if you guys want to connect offline over LinkedIn, please feel free to connect with us. We can guide you, help you. We are here to help you. So yeah,
Yeah.
feel free to connect with us.
Yeah. And please, give a thumbs up if you felt the information was helpful. I was not going to start looking for where is the thing on my thing. So Stephanie thinks it's helpful. Very good. Good, good, good.
Thank
Um,
you.
and some applause. Okay. Very good. Very good. So you guys are going to start using some of the tips that they've shared, right? I'm assuming so. Yes. Okay. Everyone's quiet. All right. But I really wanted to take the time to thank Janelle and Gaurav. Stephanie says absolutely. Thank you so much to both of you for taking the time. I don't think you realize, but Janelle is in Seattle. Gaurav's in Texas.
Yeah.
Dallas?
Yeah. Dallas.
Yeah. Dallas is a nice place to be. Nice place to
Oh
be.
yeah.
Um, so, they're taking the time out of work, after work, to come and share with you. I'm sure they might be tired, but again, thank you. The information was great. Connect with them if you haven't already on LinkedIn, and reach out to them directly if they're open to it. And we're hoping to have them back in the future again, hopefully for an MSIS event with Professor Mohammed, God willing. So we're gonna wrap things up right now. Um, I see a lot of people saying most of them. Thank you. Okay, so nice comments in the chat.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you, everyone.
um, I know some of you have class at 7. I can hang here until 7 p.m. if needed. If Gaurav and Janelle need to hop off, I totally understand. But I can stay on until about 7 and go from there in case anyone has any last minute questions.
I can stay till
I
7.
I can also stay.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right. So I'm going to end the recording now.
Yeah. I see Stephen Paul has a
Oh,
question.
okay, Stephen, go for it.
Hello, I'm
Hi.
audible?
Yes.
Hello,
Yes.
yeah. So my name is Steven, and I have 4.7 years of experience in India. So I had a chat with many people over here in LinkedIn, and some of them say that American companies, they don't, accept or acknowledge Indian experience or international experience unless it is an American company. So is it the case with, in your companies?
I can take that. Yes, recently, day before yesterday, we rejected one candidate who was having 8 plus years of experience in India. He came here to do masters, and then he was looking for a job. But the requirement was he or she should have at least 1 year, 6 months experience in USA. So the next question comes as like, how do I even get job, right? Like I already have experience. If I want to step into a job market, how do I do that? So I always suggest people to apply through Indeed. Indeed will provide you an opportunity for small firm companies where the employee size is less than 50, less than 100. That way you can show that you have experience for 6 months, parallelly prepare for big shot companies, so that if you want to switch, it becomes easy. But yes, that is true, at least for Amazon.
Okay.
I have another view on that, Stephen. So in my company, like we really see like at the overall experience, not just in US or any other country. The reason is one, if you're able to ace your interview, right, ace down your interview, it doesn't matter like if you have an experience in US or not. So it really depends on companies and the policies and the experience company have for the different roles. So there are like a lot of different issues like why companies come up with these requirements, but it's not always the same for all the companies. So yeah, it depends.
Okay. Yeah.
Good question.
Very good
Yeah.
question. Anybody else? I see people still hanging on. People haven't hopped off as of yet. People just quiet, just looking.
I will share both of us LinkedIn profiles. So if anybody wants to connect, feel free to connect on LinkedIn. If you want to ask offline questions, we are happy to answer your questions too. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess if no one else has any other questions, I will go ahead and wrap things up. But again, wanted to thank you both. I really appreciate it. And just so all of you know, I used to work at CSU Fullerton, so these are both of my former students over at CSU Fullerton so many years ago. I am so extremely proud of both of you. You have both done exceptionally well. Exceptionally well from when I met them. They were in your shoes. They were literally in your shoes, just students going through a program, trying to figure out the process. And I remember having meetings with both of them, sessions with both of them, and here you are today. So kudos to both of you for hanging in there with
Thank you.
all the bumps and challenges as being an international student, with all the different president administrations that have gone through and COVID and everything, and you're still here.
We're
So
still hanging on.
yeah, still here, still here. So yeah, and I think one of the important things, Janelle, is one of the things I talk to students a lot about too is L1 and L2 visas. I think this is something that students really don't pay attention to.
Exactly.
Sometimes I tell them, I said, as a backup plan, look
Hmm.
for an American company in your home country because it might be that you can be transferred over under an
Hmm.
L1 and LL2 visa.
Hmm.
But I think this is not really thought of much. Everyone just is hyper focused on H1 and
Mhm.
H1
Yeah.
um B sponsorship.
Correct. Just thank you for bringing up this topic. One learning lesson for me, people always told me when it was my second H1B attempt that at least start PR process for Canada, but I never paid attention because I'm like I'm done with the studying. I don't want to study and do the paperwork. I'm already doing a lot, but that was my mistake. So please learn from my mistake. Whenever you're in your second attempt of H1B, most of the companies will not entertain you because they know that you're here only for a year and you might not get H1B, so they don't want to invest in you. Start having backup plan, as Andrew said. Maybe start PR process or any other country that you're liking, or at least your home country, but have a backup plan. I had to leave country in the middle of my career. I have to restart everything in Canada. I had no friends, no families. It
Mm.
was very tough. But yeah, that was my mistake, and people should learn from that mistake.
And Andre, I have a quick suggestion or feedback for like the CSU, LB, or any of
Mm.
the universities.
Yeah.
Like if we can have someone on board like who knows more on the immigration side of the situations, right? Like when we were students, we didn't knew anything about like what is H1B, how everything will work out, but it worked out like in some shape or form. Like if but right now market is very different than before, right? If
Yeah.
students can hear something directly from who is expert in the immigration related things, right? They can exactly tell them like if path A won't work, there is path B, C, and D. So
Yeah. Yes.
like having someone from that field can also be helpful
Like an
for.
immigration lawyer coming in
Yeah,
and talking would be great. Yeah.
yeah,
Normally with specifically international students, I usually focus first when obviously going the H-1B route.
yeah.
Second, would be honestly, sometimes I say things have changed now. It used to be I would recommend Canada.
Mhm.
Canada has gone through some changes now. I
Yeah,
think they are not taking in as many
right.
as they at first they had mentioned they wanted 300,000
Yeah.
workers to come in. Now all of a sudden it's dramatically
Yeah.
changed.
Yeah.
And then the final would be getting an L1, L2 back in your home country. So for me, it was like a three-step process. And if that didn't work, then I would say even look at maybe places like Singapore and finding a ways to come back to the US. There's certain countries that the US looks at, like Singapore is one of them
Mm.
favorably and the like, or some
Mhm.
European countries.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
true. Makes sense.
All right, I think everyone is questioned out. Okay.
Mm.
Well, they didn't ask too many questions, just Stephen, right? They took it all in. They took it all in. All right, so I'll let you both go so you can rest for the evening because I'm pretty sure you have to work tomorrow. And all right, so again, thank you so much. We hope to see you again in the future. Please do connect with them if you haven't. And yeah, thank you so much. All right, take care.
Thank
Thank you.
you,
Listen.
everyone.
All right,
Thank you
Thank
for
you
everyone.
all.
Everyone. It's
Take
really
care.
nice meeting everyone. Thank you, Andre.
All
Nice
right,
to
take
meet you
care.
all.
All
Thank
right,
you. Bye.
bye.
Have a nice
Bye.
day.
Bye
Bye.
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 Hmm.